From the Monster Mile to the Magic Mile, this is New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the site of tonight's NAOR Series race. I'm Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined by Adam Kuhn and Jonathan Canfield. How you guys doing?
Evening, Josh. I'm doing well. Excited to be calling another race here for NARL, and should be an exciting one here tonight in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Finally got over some health issues that I've been having and got a move done in the process. So ready to see the NAR series tackle this tough track at New Hampshire. It's not going to be easy for any of these drivers out here. And just looking at practice times, we got a really close field, so we should be in for a good show here.
Yeah, last week we were at Dover, another mile track, but this one, Adam, it is so different. Uh, Dover, it is a concrete surface. It chews up your tires very quickly. And here we're at New Hampshire, a different site. Not a concrete surface, more of asphalt. Less banking, though. Tell us what you expect from last week to this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more slower through the center of the corners. You mentioned less banking, so these guys are going to be using the brake pedal a lot more and trying not to do that going down into the corners. Might see a little bit of downshifting. I don't think we'll see that a lot with these Xfinity cars, though. What do you think, Jonathan?
I think we're going to see a lot of throttle control out of these drivers. You're going to see guys getting in the throttle too hot coming off the exits of turn 2 and turn 4. And you might see some guys spin as a cause of that. I've already seen a couple guys do it in practice, trying to push the limit and see where they can get to. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see it during the race too. And it might decide who wins this race, whoever has the softest foot on the throttle exiting the corner.
All right, well, I like to do this with a minute and a half, but there's three of us. So, and we didn't really do any pre-picks before we went live, so let's go ahead and get our picks now with a little over 2 minutes remaining in practice. So, John, I'll let you go first. Who's your pick to win tonight?
You know, I've been watching the series even when I haven't been here, and there's a driver out there who's on a roll right now. I believe he's our all-star winner and last week's winner, and he's looking fast again tonight. I'm going to go with that 69 of Chris Wright.
Adam, who you got?
Well, I'll go with someone who just jumped up the board a little bit. Honey Peach in that 20 car just moved up to 5th in the leaderboard here in practice, and we've seen him have phenomenal performances this season. A new paint scheme for him tonight, so I think the 20 car will be fast here at New Hampshire. It's been fast here before.
I'm going to go with a little bit more of a dark horse. I'm going to go with a guy that we've seen him get better throughout this season. I've watched his progress absolutely go in a positive direction. He is newer to iRacing, but right now he's sitting 6th on the board. He was sitting 5th when we were taking our picks, so still up there though. I think Donald Kite. I think he's kind of a dark horse, but you know what? I've got confidence in him. I think Donald, he's going to be a first-time winner here on the iRacing side of things in the NAOR series. We do have some new names tonight. New drivers showing up, make their debut. Pacey Wiggins, I hope is how to pronounce that name. Make their debut today. From Zero. One of a few of the drivers. Practice coming to a close here. And we're getting ready to go into qualifying. We'll see here who goes out first. And it appears it's going to be that number 24, Cole Snyder. Only driver to have gotten out on track so far. Cole, he had a pretty good run going last week at Dover before he had to leave in the middle of the race. Very unfortunate circumstance for Cole Snyder. Looking to have a rebound. Sliding up just a little bit in 1 and 2. And, you know, one thing I don't think we really touched on is, I know, Adam, you mentioned that these turns are a lot slower, but this track has progressive banking. I don't really expect anybody to be using that bottom lane unless if it's on the exit of the corner, and then maybe not even then. So you see here, Cole Snyder using the second lane around the turns. And that's kind of the expected lane I think a lot of drivers are going to take tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple different lanes you can use around this racetrack, but I think what he's doing here is kind of more of an arc method. And as I say that, he actually slides up a little bit through the center. But I think a lot of drivers will probably arc these corners, get in a little higher and try to get lower in the center, but get higher coming off. So that second lane is probably a good lane to be in. It's right around where the cars want to grip up normally. But the thing you got to be careful of is, like I said earlier, on exit of the corner, going over those little seams in the track, they don't seem like they would do anything, but they do allow you to get some wheel spin, and you'll see drivers just snap loose and go around.
So right now it is Cole Snyder on the top of the board. Nathan Lehman sits P2 currently as he's going to complete his second lap. Nathan Lehman stays P2 for the time being.
The 76 of Kenneth Chaney finishes up his run. He now jumps to the P2 position with a 31.113.
Watching Donald Geit, he was actually using the lowest lane. Got a little sideways on exit of 4 to start. Complete his first lap. Currently P5 for Geit. And sliding off turn 2 on his second lap.
And he kind of misses the bottom there, carrying a lot of speed into the corner. And as you mentioned, very loose, just not seeming comfortable with how the car's handling right now.
Currently P6 for Donald Kite. At Capiak. Who just joined the session.
Winner earlier this season and 7th on the board after that one lap. Let's see what he can do for lap number 2 here. He's going to dive off into turn 3. Missed the bottom completely there. Going to be able to diamond it off pretty good though off of turn 4, guys.
P5. And I actually have received word via the YouTube chat from Chris Wright that Nick just bought the track. So that was his first laps ever here on iRacing.
Oh.
Chris Wright also said, by the way, John, that he feels loved from you picking him, I assume. Jeff Lednum getting into the wall off turn 2. These are just practice laps for him. He's already taken these laps. We're watching the 00 Pacey Wigant. Down the back straightaway.
Yeah, PC ran P2 lap time in practice. Let's see how they're going to be able to back it up here in qualifying.
P1. Wow.
Yeah, and that SL Diesel Cummins sponsored 00 is going to bring it around for a second lap. That was only his first lap. 30.9 to the top of the board. We'll see what he has lap 2.
That was actually lap 2. First lap was invalid. Hunter Peach getting sideways, hits the wall. Hunter Peach, P2 currently. Also was already finished with his qualifying lap. So here we go. Chris Wright, the only driver out on track to qualify, taking qualifying laps right now. Running way wide. Gonna try to get a huge run off turn 4 to start his first lap. And the green flag is waving for Chris Wright. The 69 machine. Running a great line through 1 and 2. Too high, I think. Entering 3, but coming down. Diamonding the corner a little bit. First lap. P4. 31.102 for Chris Wright.
And as you mentioned, going high in 3 and 4, he left a little bit on the table there. We'll see if he brings it back here on the second lap as he goes down into the same 3 and 4.
Much better entry. That time into 3. Off turn 4. I think this is it. I think Wright's got it. P1.
.927. That puts him almost exactly 300th over Pacey Widget.
So I do always monitor YouTube chat. I don't normally call out what I see in chat, but I do see a comment in here that says it is Pacey Y Gent. Y Gent. So something to remember there.
And of course, we appreciate the correction.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that.
We've got the 17 Benjamin Staples out there running a qualifying run, guys.
Yeah, Benjamin Staples. Another new guy here in the series. Running way high, gonna clip the wall a little bit there. First lap will be invalidated. Let's see if Staples can regroup here for lap 2. Pretty good entry into 1 and 1, rolling through the center off 2.
Yeah, and something I was kind of surprised about that you don't really see in real life, but you can definitely get with iRacing is he could have chosen to abort the first lap and the second lap. I guess not abort, but he could have chosen to tow that car onto the pit lane as he goes, I believe that would be 10th fastest. He could have chosen to restart for his second lap with a fresh car, but instead choosing to stay out there with a little bit of damage. You gotta wonder if that might have hindered him or if he just didn't get the power down the way he wanted to.
Well, Staples will get 10th place, and nobody else is going to get a time in as qualifying has come to a conclusion. So, we get ready, go racing. And we'll go ahead and take you through the JCTV starting grid. Starting on the pole is going to be Chris Wright, starting to his outside, Pacey Wygen. Hunter Peach will start P3, Cole Snyder in P4, and Kenneth Cheney will start in the 5th position.
Alongside him in row 3 is going to be Nathan Lyman in the 14 car. Andrew Chapman and Nicholas Hapiak are going to share row 4. Michael LeBlanc and Benjamin Staples, both debut drivers, are going to split row 5.
Yeah, next down the order would be the 5-car Rodney Ayers. I'll need correction on that at some point. Starting the 12th position, next car down the order will be the 38 of James Moench. In the 13th position, Josh Arnold starting in the 14th. Jeff Lednam in the 15th position. And then starting out our non-qualifiers will be Chase McGuire in 16th, Enrique Quinones in 17th, and Mike Campbell rounds out the field in 18th.
And that is your starting order for tonight's race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Loudon, New Hampshire. So the field is getting set on the grid, and don't worry, I just changing something real quick, so that is why you see the logo there. And now the field is starting to roll. 156 laps. As we get ready for New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm definitely excited, guys, to see how Wygen is going to race around the likes of Chris Wright, Hunter Peach, Cole Snyder, guys that are always up front every week. Cheney. I'm really excited to see this here.
And of course, I think you can speak for the league and say they're just as excited, but they're also probably just as nervous as the pace car pulls off.
Pace car is off, green flag in the air. We are underway. And I think Chris Wright might have spun his tires a little bit. That is going to give Wygen a huge run into 1, but coming outside lane, not a very good place to be. He's holding on to it, though. Wygen has the lead.
Yeah, very impressed to see him hold on with that momentum though through 1 and 2. You mentioned had that huge lead, but Chris was able to even up through the center of the corner, but he was able to clear down the back straightaway. Chris fighting for that 2nd spot with Cole Snyder. They're going to even out behind them though for that 3rd and 4th spot.
Yeah, I think early on here, we're going to see the Highline have a little bit of momentum, but being up there, you're going to burn some tires if you make it work. So a lot of these guys are probably wanting to get to the bottom, save a little bit of tire. Long race here, 156 laps as we come across the line for lap number 3.
Talking about being on the bottom, looking at that 69 machine. He is off the track onto the apron throughout the corners. Lehman just caught the wall a little bit coming off turn 4, but watch right here. He's up on the track and then he cuts down. He is all 4 tires below that yellow line. That is impressive.
And just behind him, Nick Hapiak in his first 5 laps here at the track in competitive atmosphere is making spots up a little bit. He had a peek on Lehman, a moment ago when he caught the wall. Hapiak just trying to move up a little bit more, just in front of Cheney there, got that spot, but Cheney trying to fight back.
Cheney looking to make a move. They're going to be side by side coming up the track. Contact.
Somehow they don't wreck.
Wow.
Huge save. Wow.
That was a bad camera angle, and I do apologize for all of that, but my goodness, Cheney was sideways after Hapiak got sideways. Let's see here. We can get a replay.
And real quick before we call it, we see this has just created a huge clog of cars on the front straightaway.
Oh, as Kenneth Cheney goes around off the front bumper of somebody, we'll have to get the replay up and see who it was.
Oh, Donald
Kite
Kite.
into turn one.
Kite cooked it in there. Arnold involved. And
Oh, Josh Allen with big contact.
somebody else as well. I'm not sure who it was. It was a blue car. Was that 37? No, it wasn't 30, was it? Enrique Quinones. I didn't think it was Quinones, but he's got a lot of damage. Was Quinones.
And certainly not.
Go ahead.
Not the way you want to start 5 laps into a 156 lap race, and we're looking at 3 cars that might possibly be destroyed here.
Yeah, it is not the way he wanted his race to go.
And also now looking at it, cars coming down pit road, Nick Hapiak going to come down and fix some of that damage on his left side that he got from the contact with Cheney as well.
Surprised to see the 6 car come in. He was up there just outside the top 5, I believe, guys, and not a lot of cars in the field really tonight, but he did give up all that track position he had built up on the opening couple laps to fix this damage here.
Yeah, and being fair about it, it's a short track. 18 cars on this size of a track is a lot of cars. That is a tough field to have to get by.
Absolutely, we saw it there before that yellow with how packed up everyone was, just dicing for position, and they were 2-3 wide, and it gets bottled up quick here.
As Hapiak is now off and rolling, looks like he's got all of his damage fixed, and he will continue on.
So right now, race leader Pacey Wygant has led every lap so far. Not too far into this race, though. 4 laps complete on lap 5. Pace laps do not count. Only green flag laps do.
And as I'm looking through the running order, I'm actually looking at lap times too. Pacey's still putting up a really good lap time. About a half-second faster than most of the field is, and I think that's really all in part due to the clean air that he's able to get with being out front and not having to be side by side.
So I assume here they're going to come around and get the 1 green signal. No choose rule here in the NAOR series. And they are taking the 1 to green. Cole Snyder will be on the front row with Wygant. And Chris Wright comes in, tops off on fuel, I'm guessing here. Relinquishes a 3rd place running order.
Not surprised by the call, considering we don't exactly know how far these drivers can make it and how much fuel they burned in those first 5 laps as the pace truck pulls off.
And the green flag is out. Wygen pulling ahead, drifting up, maybe a little bit. This opens up the door for Cole Snyder.
I think Pacey wants that preferred line on the outside. We mentioned it's going to be a little bit faster to start off and easily clears Cole Snyder down the back straight and builds a lead of about 2 car lengths going into turn 3, but Cole dives it deep into the brakes there. The rest of the field going to follow him in there with Nathan Lyman up to 3rd.
And that lead, again, starting to stretch out. Pacey showing that he's got, no pun intended, the pace to stay out front.
Yeah, doing a great job. It's Pacey. I feel like there was pun intended there, though.
It was for lack of a better word, but it definitely made for a good pun.
Back here, Donald Kite trying to make some moves up front. He's got Michael LeBlanc. LeBlanc right behind him. Oh, around! LeBlanc is going to go.
Saves it down by the grass. We're going to keep it clean and keep it green. No, we're not, as the 5 goes around.
It's going to be Cheney as well.
And we've got some upset drivers over the radio after that caution. And short track, Josh Arnold just said it to the drivers a couple minutes ago. We expect these things to happen. And certainly they're happening right now.
That was a situation though, Josh. I'll let you try and walk through that.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is that Cheney was making a move on the 5, Rodney Ayers, and seeing the 19 have a moment there. I think Cheney wasn't expecting the 19 to keep it down there, and just got into Ayers a little bit there. Ayers going around and bringing out that caution.
Yeah, and Cheney was involved in that wreck too, and Cheney has gone ahead and put it behind the wall for the night as the 5 carries on with racing here tonight.
I wondered what happened to the 19 there to make him slow up so dramatically like that, though. But he's going to be able to continue right now for the moment.
Got very loose and did a great job saving the car. I think at that point he was trying to keep it down low to not get into anybody's way, and it was just a reaction from Cheney to kind of expecting LeBlanc to come up high. I think that's what I would think, kind of being a racer myself. I wouldn't really pin that on anybody as a fault of any driver. And I'm not here to call anybody at fault anyway, but if I were to review this race as an official, not a broadcaster, it'd be tough to really call that anybody's fault in particular.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, our job as broadcasters is to call what we see, and sometimes our opinions might be different than others, and we might get the calls wrong every now and again, but I completely agree with you there. I think it's just 2 drivers, same piece of space, and neither one of them wanted to back out right there.
So top 5 is going to be Wygent, Snyder, Lehman, Peach, and Kite. As we come to the restart after one more lap of pacing. 69 of Chris Wright comes back down pit road, as well as the 5 of Rodney Ayers.
And I mean, you called his number at the beginning of the show here, Josh, but your dark horse sitting right there in P5. He's not out of this race yet. We still got a long way to go, only 8 laps in of 156. Reminder to everybody watching, caution laps do not count here. So when we have a caution, the field freezes from the last lap that they were scored.
So coming off turn 4, pace truck's going to make its way to the safety of pit road. Wygent once again, control of the race. Green flag is out. We are underway once again. And a great restart. Once again by Wygent. Cole Snyder trying to find a lane, but Lehman was there. Nathan Lehman looking to make a move into second place. Not quite able to. Snyder going to hold on to it. Lehman possibly under attack from Peach.
Yeah, and we've seen again right there, the top side is prevailing on exit of the corner. Maybe not as good on entry, but for exit of the corner, it is just allowing these drivers to get such a big run off and carry the momentum down each straightaway.
Jeff Lednum under attack from Chapman. Chapman's going to tuck in. Right now, field basically single file. You've got to come all the way back here to where Nick Kapiak is.
And Nick Kapiak is, as of right now, really the only driver on the very bottom of the track and trying to make passes and make moves work. And just got to be mistake-free and take care of his stuff here, and he should be moving to the front soon.
He's having a hard time right now trying to get around Enrique Coronas. In fact, he just cleared him down the back straightaway, but he had been making him earn that position through the corners. He's got Michael LeBlanc right there trying to follow him through, involved in that most recent incident. And just behind him, we see Chris Wright, who restarted, not with the pack, and he has just caught the tail of the field, already making positions on the bottom, way below the yellow line through 3 and 4. There he goes again off of 2 and trying to do it, as he goes by the very damaged Josh Arnold.
I want to take a lap around this track with Ray. We're going to do so at the line. Just watch inside the cockpit what Wright does here. Off the throttle for so long in these corners, but that's what you have to do.
Yeah, and what he's doing with the bottom right now is he's getting below that yellow line and trying to kind of do what the top side does, but on the bottom he's trying to get as straight of a run off the corner as he can so he can pick up the throttle faster, and it seems to be working to his advantage right now, as he's still right here in this battle right behind Nick Kapiak and Michael LeBlanc.
Yeah, he's what the racing line technique is called is diamonding the corner, and he's doing a great job diamonding it. Utilized it for him to get the pole position. We saw Casey do it to use the pole, to get a good lap in qualifying as well, to get the outside pole position. The only thing for Chris right now is he's got 2 cars in front of him, and he can't do the line he wants to do with those 2 cars side by side. To diamond the corner, you need to be in the center of the corner, and with the 19 right there in the way, it's got a roadblock. luckily they're single file now. Let's see if we can do anything in 1 and 2.
Still not able to roll up, get side by side with LeBlanc. Does down the back straightaway though. Still side by side, trying to steal that position away.
One thing I love about watching in-car videos of this racetrack is just seeing, usually on pit exit laps, everyone just gets so close to that wall through 1 and 2, and Chris Wright doing it this deep into the run, and especially here in 3 and 4 on the pit entry, is just so amazing and baffling to see him utilize it so well, because it can go so wrong so easily. You get down there a little bit too much and you get too loose and you spin out, or this end of the track you get into the wall and you can really tear up the side of the car.
Really amazed just, watching all of this unfold in front. LeBlanc trying to hold on. I think Wright is really forcing LeBlanc to drive it hard into the corners. I've noticed LeBlanc has almost had a couple of moments with Tapiak. And just ahead of them, you've got a whole hornet's nest of cars.
Yeah, they just started stacking up there with Chase McGuire a moment ago. We saw Andrew Chapman still going on the apron of the racetrack in 3 and 4. He just did it again in 2 and 2 in contact with Jeff Lendham between he and him. Got right into the road course. He's upside down. Well, on the barriers at least, and he's going to try and get going, but he's stuck.
Oh, he is stuck. Caution is going to come out. And unfortunately for Lendham, I think he's going to have to tow.
That indeed he does, and tough break right there. And just a tough break. It looked like I didn't see any contact, but it might have just been the 37 getting loose.
Let's watch here. He got loose, and then it looks like there might have been a little bit of help from Chapman.
Definitely help once he gets loose and gets down in front of Chapman, but if you're in Chapman's position, there's nothing you can do either to lift for that driver. Even if you do, I don't think you're in the position there where you can slam the brakes and it would still stop anything.
Wrong place, wrong time completely for Chris Wright right there.
Watch on board from Chapman. He really can't see what's going on, and then it's kind of right at the last minute.
And as all the drivers battle off pit road, there's one driver that I see got off the pit road before everyone else, and he was not a front runner a little bit ago, but he certainly is up front now. That's 6 of Nick Hapiak.
Hapiak, a very quick time.
And now the 00 pulls it down after everyone has come off pit road.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Wygent didn't realize or didn't think that everybody was going to pit. We've only completed 18 laps.
Yeah, and it's still really early, but I mean, in total laps, we've put a good amount of time down on these tires. Granted, you're not burning any tire under caution. So, like I said, I'm not a driver in this series, but I don't know if I would have came down yet either. And the 38, who showed up late to this race, stays out. But he's going to be getting a lap back here, and he'll be back on the lead lap and able to race for this thing.
So real quick, I do want to throw something out here about a certain driver. And it's not necessarily about the driver, it's kind of about the sponsor. More of a fun fact. The sponsor of Enrique Quinones. Of course, you can't see it on the hood, but Dig Designs. Fun fact, guys, when I started on iRacing back in 2017, as I mentioned beforehand, I knew a lot of these guys. I raced with a lot of these guys on my console days. Dig Designs was actually called Taki Edits, and Fit Taki designed a lot of my original cars, and he's rebranded to be Dig Designs. Pretty cool to see a car out here with him representing Enrique Quinones. We are getting ready to go back green. This field is double file. For the first time, we're going to have a different leader other than Wygent. And green flag is in the air. And it is an even start, but Cole Snyder going to get ahead. And take the lead away. Oh, Enrique Quinones. The moment I start talking about him, he spins. And what a great job by Mike Campbell not to get into Quinones there. Get hard on the
Great job by everyone, really, to not make that a big pile up, guys. That could have been easily a 5, 6, 7 car crash.
Easily could have been, and even better job by Enrique to realize this is a spin and leave his foot in it and just spin the car around. Didn't hit anything, I don't think, and really, we already talked about the exception of his hood. The car still looked as good as it did before.
Yeah, absolutely nothing Enrique did wrong there, and absolutely everything he did right. Once it started going wrong, he spun it out and didn't get any more contact with anyone else, and didn't loop it more than he needed it to.
You know, I was just going to say, too, what a job by Donald Kite getting up into what seemed like it was going to be P2 on that restart. Of course, caution came out, so he's going to have to turn the position over to Happyack. But Donald Kite, incredible job getting up there. I told you guys, he's kind of a dark horse pick, I feel like, but you know, he may really eventually have a good shot to be up there every single week competing for race wins. I know this guy back from console days once again. I know his drive on short tracks, road courses especially. We were at a road course not too long ago. I was talking about him. He got his first top 5, which was at Suzuka. Donald Kite, he's improved little by little. He's getting there. I've noticed a lot, and he definitely has impressed me so much throughout the season and watching him race here in the series. And like I said, he's kind of a short track guy. He at least was back on the console days. Very curious to see how he does here at this track tonight. So far, he's trending in the right direction, guys.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's not easy coming over from console to iRacing, and he's doing a good job. He's been slowly improving week after week, and pretty soon here he's going to be competing for a win if he's not competing for a win here tonight.
So 19 laps completed. We're going to restart with 136 to go. We've had quite a few cautions so far.
Yeah, that's been the rhythm of the race so far. Usually that's the way this track goes. Once you get in a rhythm, it stays green for long periods of time, and once you get a couple of cautions early on, that's just kind of the tense of the race, and it's going to be yellows after yellow after yellow, and that's the way we're in right now. I think we're going to be able to break out of that though soon, hopefully, guys. Hopefully on this restart.
And yeah, hopefully they get a green flag run in. Pace truck is off. Green flag on a wave. It is out. And away we go. Well, Snyder trying to keep the lead. Easily going to have it right now. Nick Capiak keeping P2. Hunter Peach, though. Don't look too fast. Peach is there, but what a drive from Nathan Lehman there.
He had a shot going for second at a moment on the 6 car. Let's see if he can do it in turn 1. Looking on the inside of Nick Hapiak, he is going to fight for that second position while Hunter Peach up the track a little bit has got Donald Kite to his inside. I mentioned short track racer is that 39 car. Let's see if he can get that 4th spot as we watch this 14 dive back on this inside of Hapiak going through turn 3. Gonna be able to clear that 6 car off of 4.
And Donald Kite able to clear the 20 of Peach for the 4th spot. Donald Kite did not look like he liked the handling of his car in qualifying, looking like he found the handling here in the race. Moving forward now, we're looking for the 3rd spot on Nick Hapiak.
They got real close to making contact there. Did Kite and Hapiak. Great job out of the 2 not to have contact after Kite taking position away from Hapiak. Hunter Peach looking to make some noise as well. Trying to get around Hapiak. Oh, trouble in the back. That is going to be Campbell. Hit the wall. Everybody's continuing to go straight, but he had a moment where it looked like his car was sideways. Watch here.
And for the most part, the field looks like it has strung out to single file. Nobody really side by side currently, but we do have a lot of cars from Hapiak back to, I believe that is the 00 of Pacey Wygen.
Oh, Hapiak sideways off 2. Peach looking to the inside and try to make a move. Peach gonna send it into the corner.
Send he does, and it looks like it's going to pay off for him coming off of turn 4. Give the spot to Hunter Peach up to P4.
I'm wondering if it's just kind of a lack of experience at this track for Hapiak.
I think it could be a lack of experience, but also we seen him be the fastest car on pit road last time by. Did the rest of this field here of cars that's passing him take tires, and maybe he only took 2, or he might have not taken any tires?
Very possible. Block. Making a move on Jason McGuire. Even trying to get to the inside of Hapiak.
And that move might pay off for him, as we've seen Hapiak struggle up there on the outside these last couple laps, still struggling to get the power down. I think the 19 might clear him into 1 and 2 here. Oh, little bump from the 7 of McGuire to the 19. But that gets both of them going up and off the corner. Put both of them up in front of Hapiak.
Donald Kite has ran down Nathan Lehman. Now just waiting for the opportunity to make a move.
And not too far in front of Lehman is the leader of Cole Snyder either. So Donald Kite in position here. If he can get a run, he could possibly take the lead of this race as he gets really loose off of 2 that time. Holds onto the car. That's not going to help him get a run built up.
Let's see here, Donald Kite. Much smoother. Well, I say that, still a little bit loose there. Off corner exit.
Yeah, sometimes Loose is fast, and he's definitely fast going into the corners. A little bit hurting on the exit of the corners, you guys mentioned, with the rear tires just spitting so much there, and him getting slideways off the corner trying to chase down Lehman. Not going to be able to make it work here this time by. I don't think he's just going to skirt it off into turn 3, a little bit wider than the 2 ahead of him.
And you blink an eye now, and we've actually settled into here to what could be our long green flag run we were just talking about. We just now put down about 10 laps there. And like I said, you blink an eye here, you're running about 30 seconds a lap. Goes by quick. We could be at the end here before we know it if this thing stays green.
That's for sure. Oh, man. Lehman getting a little sideways off corner exit that time. Back here, Wygant is in 9th position, riding behind Chapman. They have all gotten around Happyak. Happyak sits P10.
And right there, you see the 2 different styles of racing out New Hampshire in turn 3. Some of the guys backing up the corners and others, like Wygant, power charging deep into 3 and attacking hard off the corner of 4.
I was just getting ready to talk about it. The pack that passed Happyak really has not changed spots with the exception of LeBlanc getting ahead of McGuire. Everyone else just made their way around Happyak, as now we've got some side-by-side right in front of Pacey Wygant between Andrew Chapman and Benjamin Staples.
Chapman using that inside line, gonna get around Staples. Wygant stays in line.
Just not seeing the same pace and urgency out of Wygant that we seen early on in this race. Maybe trying to save some tire here, thinking we're gonna get into a long run here. But if it were me in that position and I knew I had a car as fast as he had, I'd want to be passing everybody I could here to get back on where I was and have that track position, because track position is important at a track like this.
Yeah, I think that it could just be a case of it's so hard to pass here. As you see Wygant trying to make a move on Staples. He does get around Staples, but Staples trying to make a cut down to the inside. Wygant did clear Staples for P8.
Another thing is Wygant had clean air the entirety of the opening run there, and really was not challenged at all from that clean air. Wonder how much of that, this pack racing, not pack racing, but deep in the pack for this 00 car, is really going to affect Wygant there to the run, and if it's going to be able to help them get to the finish there, of course, with the aero efficiency here deep in the pack. I think it's going to be, like Josh mentioned, so much harder to pass deeper in the pack with the duty air.
Well, and we say that, and I'm looking through lap times again. Y'all, I think I found out at this point I'm all about lap time, and right now, Pacey Wygant was 0.2 faster last lap than most of the field.
side-by-side battle between McGuire and LeBlanc.
Yeah,
sorry.
McGuire
McGuire Chapman, let's go ahead.
McGuire making that move actually opens, it was on LeBlanc, but now it opens the door for Chapman to go ahead and get on the offensive against McGuire. McGuire gonna have to probably settle back in line here and try to defend his spot.
So that's happening. Lehman has caught Cole Snyder. Trying to challenge for the race lead.
And as you see, these two have really gapped the 20 of Honda Peach and the 39 of Don Kite, who won 4th and 3rd at the time being, and this pack right here, who run just behind them. Now 4-car breakaway here for these guys. In the middle of the top 10 running order, that is. As McGuire going to look on the inside of LeBlanc a little bit down the back straightaway, not close enough to make a move in 3, and it's still send it anyway in the center of 3 and 4, deep into 4. See LeBlanc try and cross over off the exit. They're way off the corner wide.
McGuire going to have the outside. LeBlanc. Entry in the corner was very interesting. He's going to lose a lot of positions here.
Yeah, down in 3 spots right there with the move McGuire made and him choosing to cross over. I just don't think he had the tire he thought he had to make that move on the bottom. And as you mentioned, not the exact entry you want to make on the bottom. With these guys running the higher line, you kind of get a little bit of space up high to make a pass on the inside. But he just went in really shallow there and cost him 3 spots. As now Chapman is going to be looking to pass the 7 of McGuire going into 3 and 4.
This is the battle for 5th place between Chapman and McGuire. Who's gonna get loose there? It's McGuire. And they've got a fast Pacey Wygen right behind, stalking them, trying to get back into the top 5.
I'm enjoying the patience that we see out of Pacey Wygen, not trying to force the issue when he could be. Both those cars in front of him check up, and he chooses to stay in line and work through the field one at a time. Very patient, methodical crawl to the front. But like we had said here, 156 laps, he has got plenty of time to get back up there, and I would not be surprised if we see this 00 up towards the front before the end of this race.
Chapman trying to make a move on McGuire once again with Lowe entering 3. Here could be side by side. McGuire using a lot of the track. Not going to be enough to stay side by side. Trying to cross over. Not quite able to. Chapman has the position.
And McGuire kept cutting across the nose of Wygen down the front straightaway, and Wygen not letting the real bumper of that 7-4 go at all. Just keeps fishtailing pretty much down that front straightaway last time by. McGuire looks on the inside of Chapman here in 4. Looked like he had an opening going down the front straightaway on the entrance of it. Couldn't do it quite yet. As they run down to just 2 and 1 though, Wygen looked like he had a run there on the 7. Let's see how it's going to look through 2. 7 way up the track there is Chase McGuire.
And if we take a pause from that, there is a battle heating up for the 3rd spot between Donald Kite and Hunter Peach. Hunter Peach all over the back bumper of Donald Kite right now, just trying to find his way around.
Donald Kite has done an incredible job running in the top 3 so far, but Hunter Peach, he's fast. He's going to look to the inside of Kite. And put Peach, P3. Kite trying to stay there, not able to. Wire sideways off turn 4. As Wygen has gotten around with Wire. Wygen P6.
And now Wygen gets to put his eyes forward and try to chase down that 18 car who he was in close proximity with not too long ago. Just getting stuck behind the 7 has cost him a little bit of time here, but again, fast race car. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run this 18 car down, and would not be surprised if he's threatening our top 4 soon.
Yeah, top 4 actually, they've really pulled away from everybody else. So Wygen, if he wants to do anything, he's got a lot of real estate to make up, but still a lot of time, as we still have 107 laps to go. Lehman, once again, hounding on the back bumper of Snyder for the race lead.
See you from this shot, a couple lap cars just ahead of him, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was just getting ready. Stole the note right out of my mouth. These lap cars could play a factor here for who takes the lead here. We know that some of these guys in this league, they're very respectful and they'll move out of the way. But, you know, if you're the leader, you can kind of use that lap car as a pick for the guy behind you and get a little gap. Or if you're the guy in second, same thing goes.
Maybe going to try a little bit of a higher line, try to get a lower exit on Snyder. Campbell, the lap car, stays high, allows these guys to get on by cleanly. Lehman having to take a shallower entry. Now, guys, it's a 2-car battle for the lead. It's about to turn into a 3-car battle, because where in the world did Peach come from?
Yeah, I think Mike Campbell really held up. He not really anything of his doing, just the line he ran slowed these two up so much that allowed Peach to run 2 perfect laps and really close in on these guys and put his head down and focus. And he is right there on the back bump of the 14 and Nathan Lehman.
Hunter Peach on a tear. Wants to get the race lead, but right now he's got to wait. Lehman to the inside of Snyder. They're going to be side by side.
Lehman gonna go deep into the corner, and he'll clear the 24. Give Lehman the lead here, but Hunter Peach still right in this thing. As Snyder tries to come back on the bottom, that's gonna kill a little bit of his run and allow Peach to close up.
Yeah, Peach wanted to send the car into turn 3 last time by with Lehman. He just wasn't clear enough on the bottom. He was too far in the back bumper of Cole Snyder pretty much to do that move without wrecking the two of them. So he had to back off of it there. Same thing almost in turn 1. And Lehman pulling away from these two now just a little bit.
And all the battling now, it's not just a 3-car battle, it's a 4-car battle. Donald Kite has caught the front 3 now. And man, this battle is just heating up as we keep going here.
Say this is just incredible. These guys, almost a 40-lap run, still battling this close for the lead with this many cars.
As now we've got another lap car. The 5 of Rodney Ayers is going to go high here and let the leaders go by. But again, that top side can also be an enemy coming off the corner for these lap cars to be in. And allow these guys to slow down and allow guys who are trying to catch up to the top 4 to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. The top is where you want to be, out of the way in the corner. The only thing is that's where you're going to be in the way coming off the corner. It's just where the speed naturally goes off a turn 2 or off a turn 4, and we see that lap after lap with these lappers. They're not in the way in the center of the corner. It's coming off that's been the issue, and Ayers did a good job there getting out of the way completely in the corners in 1 and 2 last time by trying not to make it more of an issue after slightly being in the way in 4.
I'll tell you what, there. I don't know if you guys saw what I saw, but while Lehman was trying to get around Ayers, Lehman almost cooked it in the corner. He had an interesting entry. I don't know if he drove it in too hard or missed his braking zone, what. But that allowed Snyder and Peach to get right there. Lehman was able to recover and start trying to pull away just a little bit, ever so slightly. That was almost a costly mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. It comes back to the point that we keep talking about, guys, where it's just such a different lane-sensitive racetrack where they were pretty much running 3 different lines completely, and they were running up on that lap car running a 4th. And now we see some cloud cover on the racetrack, so this could shake up the dynamic of the track completely, or change the temperature, change the amount of grip in the track. And we thought the first 40 laps of this run were compelling and interesting at first, and now it's going to take another twist.
What's funny is you're talking about change of temperature. As you said that, I was looking at what the track temp is. It was 114 when you said that. Ironically, it's now 115.
Wow. You passed a second, though, yeah.
Peach going to try to clear Cole Snyder. Not able to through 3, 4, but that time Peach will have Snyder clear. See if he can keep it on exit. He will. Hunter Peach now P2 trying to run down Nathan Lehman. Back here, Wygen has caught up to Chapman, trying to break into the top 5. Wygen, he's being very patient.
As up front, I think drivers that are not being so patient, Hunter Peach wasting no time getting by Cole Snyder and going straight on the offensive to get the lead, trying to get to the back bumper here, Nathan Lehman.
He's doing an incredible job saving his tires, trying to work his way to get to that lead. He knows that Wygen has a possibility of really starting to come through and be a threat here. Peach doing all he can to get past Lehman.
And now that they are clear of some lap traffic, as they are still 5 seconds back from the next lap car, which would be the 37 of Jeff Lednam, you're starting to see the top 4 fan out again a little bit, with the exception of the top 2 that are still pretty much nose to tail with about a car to a car and a half between them.
I'm just so impressed with these guys. It's tight. It's a little bit harder into the corner. I think he wanted to. Trying something different. Once again, trying to enter high, exit low.
And you see the ground he has already lost to Cole Snyder. It's gonna quickly continue to gain if he continues to get loose like that and try and change up his lanes. He needs to do that to try and find some speed, but running inconsistent lanes isn't going to make him run any faster or help him catch the 24 at all.
I think we're pretty close to seeing pit cycles. I see Happyack down pit road. I believe they can run about 62 to 64 laps. Been about 47 for these guys. Happyack is off the way, but a moment there for Lehman getting off the corner. He was sideways on our Peach. He's there once again. Peach is entering higher, and surprised to see him run enter higher, and makes it about the same as what Lehman is doing.
Oh, big slide there out of Cole Snyder in the background in that third position. But to your point, Josh, yeah, I think the 20 car is just really trying to find anywhere to go right now where the 14's not. Whoa, a huge slide out of Lehman there, and that's exactly why. I think he's just trying to find some more grip, and whatever left in that tire is going to go into the inside here in 2 and 3.
Peach, he took advantage of that. Lehman looking for the crossover. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway. Give that lead to Lehman. Peach has a preferred line though. Lehman going to slide up into the corner. And now I think Peach is just going to run away with it here.
It's a little bit further back in the field. You spoke about Pacey Wygant just being behind Chapman. Well, now him and Chapman are both dealing with the fresh tires that Nick Happyack came and put on his car. Kind of splits that battle up just a little bit. We'll see if Wygant can close the gap back up and see if he can get around this 18 car.
Wygant still running P6. I think at this point, Wygant is ready for that pit cycle to come. Get fresh tires on it. Maybe use this run as a little learning experience for the next run to come.
Well, we know he's got a fast race car, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a different approach the second run. Maybe not as patient on the second run, because he was really patient this run, and it kind of got him stuck back here outside the top 5. Maybe a little bit of urgency we'll see in the next run, but I'm not the driver behind the car, so don't quote me on that.
Right now, the way things play out, this is the closest battle. And some drivers, they are coming down. Staples coming down pit road. Seems like every lap there's one or 2 drivers that make their way down pit road. Andrew Chapman coming down this time. Chase McGuire making his way through. Nick Happyack has almost unlapped himself. Happyack underneath Peach, and Happyack easily going to get back on the lead lap. Jeff Lednam down pit road this time. Curious out of the drivers in the top 5 who makes their move first. going to be Donald Kite. Kite comes down pit road. He's followed by Michael LeBlanc. Beach. He almost got into Mike Campbell there. Trying to get around Campbell.
Yeah. A little bit of a moment there. Definitely not what you want to do as the race leader. Just these guys trying to negotiate the lap traffic can get a little sketchy sometimes. So far, it looks like Donald Kite's still the only top 5 driver that came down pit road. As I hear through driver radio, leader coming to pit road this time, and he might just bring the rest of the top 5 with him, as Cole Snyder also announcing he's going to be coming down.
There is Hunter Beach. Nathan Lehman staying out. Cole Snyder coming down, as well as Pacey Wygen. So this gives Lehman the lead. But Andrew Chapman actually was running in the top 5, had made his way down pit road beforehand. Lehman coming down pit road, so this will give the lead, once it's all cycled through, to Nick Hapiak. But Andrew Chapman has fresher tires than Hapiak, so I think it won't be too long until Chapman runs Hapiak down. Right now, exit of 4, Hapiak just crossed the start-finish line, so he's got a little ways still to get there. And then Donald Kite will be running P3.
Hunter Beach actually just got past this 39 car right ahead on his fresh tire, fresh out of the pit lane. So it's going to be interesting to see how much these 4 really are going to cycle on the different tire strategies, guys. And I was very surprised to see Lehman not come down and pit immediately as soon as he got past for the race lead. He kind of stayed out there. It was a good move not to pit the same lap as Hunter Beach, but and go that extra lap. But I'm surprised he didn't pit immediately as soon as he did get past.
I agree, and now you're giving Hunter Beach a pretty decent lead here. Although Donald Kite not far behind, I just don't think he quite has the pace right now that Hunter Beach has.
Yeah,
No, absolutely. We still see Lehman back there on the fresher tire, but I don't think the 1 lap is going to mean anything, Josh.
Actually, Donald Kite came in 3 laps sooner than Peach. So if Kite wants to make some noise, he's got to be really careful. 3 laps, I mean, it's not a lot, but it does make a difference. But Hunter Peach looking to make a move on Chapman for the 2nd position.
And right behind them, Donald Kite under fire from Nathan Lehman and Cole Snyder. And somebody we haven't talked about in a while, excuse me guys, somebody we haven't talked about in a while who's sitting there quietly in 7th, Chris Wright. He's out in front of Pacey Wygen right now. Not sure when he pitted, but he's up here and in the top 10. And really for most of the race has been outside the top 10. So good recovery for Chris Wright.
Seeing here that Chris Wright came down 15 laps ago, so he is on a little bit of a different strategy than everybody else. In fact, second oldest tires out on the track. The only one on tires older than him is Hapiak. But here's the battle for second place. Peach has caught Chapman and has gotten around Chapman. Donald Kite also losing a couple of positions to Lehman and Snyder just in the background. So right now, race leader is Nick Hapiak entering turn 4. He still has a little bit of a gap back to Hunter Peach. 4 seconds to be exact, and you'll see just barely Hunter Peach. And it's about half a straightaway.
And I'm continuing to watch a battle forming here with Pacey Wygant and Chris Wright. Chris Wright doing all he can to hold off Pacey Wygant. Pacey Wygant finally gets to the inside, but Chris Wright going to pull back up on the outside if he can. No, Pacey Wygant shuts the door. Put Pacey Wygant up to the 7th position.
These guys are still super close to each other. Lehman, Snyder, Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman actually had a little bit of a moment when Lehman and Snyder were going around him. Almost a crash there late on into this run as we've gone, I believe it's 70 laps without a caution, maybe almost 70 laps.
And just keep you guys informed, talking about laps. I know you guys see a timer rather than a lap count. We have completed 86, coming to 87 as Nick Hapiak is off turn 4. So 87 laps complete, 69 laps to go here at New Hampshire. These two still continuing to battle as Lehman and Snyder. And Hunter Peach closing in on Hapiak. Now under 2 seconds, but I'll tell you what, Lehman actually has been a little bit faster than Hunter Peach.
Yeah, last time by, give the advantage to Lehman by a 1/10 of a second there over Peach. That 1/10 of a second doesn't seem like much, but at a short track like this, that's a lot of ground to make up.
And another thing to note, with fuel capacity being about 62 to 64 laps, these guys will have to pit one more time, as there are now 67 laps to go. So we're almost in the pit window, but I don't expect these guys to pit anytime soon until closer to roughly 30 to go. Gap now under a second between Peach and Hapiak. Peach, fastest car on the track last time by. Peach, he's there.
That indeed he is. And Nick Hapiak trying to do what he can here just to hold on, but I don't know how much his tires can hold off here.
Especially with the way they keep swapping lines down the straightaways and in the corners. Hapiak is all over the track just trying to keep a clear line over that 20 car.
And it's still important to note, I mean, he's got 92 laps of competition under his belt, but this is still Happyak's first time in competition on this track. So, I mean, credit to him for doing what he's doing right now, but, you know, some of these guys, I think it's just a matter of experience, too. Knowing where to save the tires and how to save the tires.
And, oh man, Hunter Peach sideways off the corner in turn 2. Has gotten around Nick Happyak. I'm going to try to drive away. See if Nathan Lehman catches Peach at any point in this run.
Well, with Peach having to get around Happyak the way he did, that does allow Lehman to close the gap by quite a bit. I mean, 5/10 to half a second faster that lap. But now Lehman going to have to deal with Happyak as well, so we'll see if the gap widens back out or if Lehman's able to get around Happyak a little bit easier than what Hunter Peach did.
Back here, Happyak goes high. Lehman gonna go around Happyak. Put Lehman in P2. Cole Snyder also gonna get around Happyak.
Yeah, Cole Snyder has not left Lehman's bumper really since these pit stops. He has been following that 14 car right in the tire tracks. A little gap between the two now after getting by that 6 car, but I'm really impressed with how much Cole Snyder has been able to keep track with Lehman here through this pit cycle.
Something to keep an eye on, that's for sure. Back here, Andrew Chapman just ahead of Mason Wygen. Wygen wants to get around Chapman. Definitely cannot count out Wygen at all. 60 laps to go here. Wygen still has just as good of a chance as anybody in this race. He's trying to make a pass on the outside of Chapman, who is using the apron, make that coming down pit road. Andrew Chapman, he knows he's going to make it the rest of the way. Going to pit early here.
Yeah, a little bit of a short pit strategy there. He, personally, from a driver and a broadcaster standpoint, I can't say I like the move, but I can't blame him for trying the move, being just around the top 5 and borderline going outside the top 5 with Wygen being all over his tail. Him saying, I'm going to come down, get fresher tires now, and get the fuel I need to finish the race and hope that these guys can't catch him.
I'm curious to know how his strategy is going to work out for him. Chapman.
Yeah, he's going to be really fast to start off, of course. It's just going to be a very, very struggle at the end.
Chapman is off and away. So 57 laps to go. See there your top 4 with Wygen not too far away from being in the picture. Wygen gonna get around the lap car of Mike Campbell. 3 laps down is at 71. Here comes Chapman. Easily going to drive on by Wygen. Chapman 1 lap down. He needs this race to stay green.
That indeed he does. And I mean, if a caution were to come out right now, this league, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, Josh, they don't do lucky dogs, but they do waiver rounds, meaning he would have to stay out and hope that everybody who is on the lead lap pits, and then he could get a lap back, but he wouldn't be able to pit.
And that is correct. So you take the waiver round, it automatically makes you eligible from pitting. Chris Wright coming down pit road. He's got a few wins this season. He's got a little bit of nose damage. Struggled a little bit this race. Ever since being involved in an accident earlier. I think Chris Wright, she's thinking, you know what? Let's try something here. Chapman's trying it. I've already got a few wins to my name. It's alright, we'll try something.
And I mean, if you're in Chris Wright's position, what do you have to lose? You've been running right around the top 10, borderline outside the top 10 since he had that incident. It started on the pole, but just not able to do anything with it this race. So taking a swing at things here, see if it plays out for him.
Chapman has gotten to Lehman. They're going to be side by side. This may help Snyder a little bit try to get back to Lehman. Now we see what Chapman's going to do to get around Hunter Peach. Peach runs the high line.
Peach just pulling over and really letting Chapman go. But if you're Chapman right now, yes, you need the lap back, but you need to take care of those tires that you put on, because if you're planning on running to the end, you need some tire left at the end to be able to try and hold these guys off, as everyone else is going to pit way later than he is.
Josh, you and I both saw it. Lehman definitely got the water off of 2, and here comes Cole Snyder right on the back bumper there in turn 3 and 4. Couldn't do it yet. He's looking in turn 1 though, Josh.
Yeah, that was quite the hit. I'm surprised I don't really see anything on the right side of that vehicle, but he definitely had to have hit it the way Snyder just got right up there. I mean, sometimes we see where it looks like somebody will hit the wall, they really don't. But the way he just lost so much momentum to Snyder, I can't see how he didn't. Meanwhile, a quick update. The 7 of McGuire, the 39 of Donald Kite, and the 17 of Benjamin Staples have come down pit road. Oh, Peach in the wall, Lehman in the wall, trying to save it. What a drive from Lehman.
And that's going to open the door for Cole Snyder now to get to the back bumper of Lehman. Lehman needs to recover here and try to get away from Snyder if he expects to even have a chance at running Hunter Peach down.
I don't know if Cole Snyder can breathe right now. Trying to stay focused, and Lehman has another issue to avoid it quickly.
And we just saw that lap car of Benjamin Staples peel off the pit road. He's going to be coming up really fast right here. He is on the fresh tire all over these guys and trying to make his way back through the leaders here, trying to outlap himself. So it's going to be another lap car in the mix going the other way, flying through the top 3. And I believe there was a couple more lap cars just behind the 17, also on the same strategy. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys cycle through. Staples having a rough time trying to get to the inside of Cole Snyder though for the time being.
Staples That's not right. Try that again. Staples. Now looking underneath 24, Cole Snyder. He's going to take it. And now Staples looking at Lehman. Lehman going to drive high. Cole Snyder under attack from another lap car of Donald Kite.
And now all this battling with these lap cars is doing is just, as Chris Wright gets around Pacey Wygen's actually was closing in until Chris Wright decided to go inside.
Yeah, Chris Wright, of course, one lap down, sitting 11th. Wygen sitting 4th place. Hunter Peach, still your race leader. Donald Kite getting his lap back, and not too far behind Peach is Lehman. And that 14 has run Peach back down. 4/10 is the gap. Cole Snyder still right there. Trying not to let Lehman get too far. We'll see.
It appears
a lot of traffic ahead and all around these guys, whether they're on older tires or fresher tires. Go ahead, though, John.
I was just getting ready to say that it appears that everyone besides the top 4 possibly have made a trip down pit road. Maybe the 19, I don't remember hearing his name called for pit road of Michael LeBlanc, but Andrew Chapman back up to 6th, and just looking at all this traffic that they're going to have to deal with. The leaders, as much as they keep catching each other, they just keep spreading back out because there's always guys going around them with fresher tires.
Yeah, to speak on that a moment ago in 3 and 4 last time by, what a moment that was for Nick Hapiak and Chris Wright, splitting Cole Snyder. Hapiak taking the top, Wright all the way on the bottom. Snyder just holding his line in the middle, and Hapiak the big winner in that, gaining car links and car links over Wright, and able to get to the inside of Hunter Peach right here to unlap himself and try and gain another spot right here on the 22 of Joshua Arnold.
Alright, so here's what I have gathered. The top 5, Peach, Lehman, Snyder, Wygen, and LeBlanc have not come down pit road. Arnold, Jeff Lednum, and Mike Campbell. All those drivers have not come down pit road for their final pit stop. Everybody else has come down for their final stop, at least under green flag conditions. I expect everybody would pit if the caution were to come out, though. Now, Wright gets around Peach. Arnold. He's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different situation with the damaged 22 in there. Instead of being a lapped car on fresh tires, he's gonna be a lapped car going the other way, the normal way in comparison to the lapped vehicles we see in the leaders. He's gonna be a little bit of a factor for Nathan Lehman trying to get around.
Arnold coming down pit road.
That's gonna make that very easy for Nathan Lehman.
So now your top 4.
However, yeah, the top 4 is very close together because that 4th place car is tight right there on them, Josh.
Yeah, there is no traffic between the top 4. Wygen hanging on just behind Will Snyder. We're a little bit higher line there.
Yeah, I don't think that worked out for Cole Snyder's benefit I think it looked like he went in that corner way too fast and almost got in the wall, and Wygen definitely was going to be a big benefactor there. Got to the inside for a moment, just couldn't get the throttle down the straightaway. See if you can make it work down the backstretch. Instead, a little bit of a run going into turn 3 on the inside of the 24.
Side by side coming down across the line. Give it that time to Cole Snyder as I believe one of our leaders, Nathan
Contact!
Lehman.
Snyder!
Oh,
Gonna get up into
yeah.
the wall. He is gonna save it, but that was a hard hit.
Yeah, we've seen that happen almost a bunch of times tonight. Just gets way too tight into turn 1 going side by side. And I think that's what happened there. They just made contact going to 1 and both able to continue, luckily. Except Cole Snyder is coming down pit road actually for repairs after that wall damage in turn 1.
Wygen actually hit the wall off of turn 4. That damage might have affected his double zero machine. Let's see if we can quickly take a look.
I did talk about it earlier, though, that Wygen would probably get a little more aggressive or maybe impatient here as we get longer into the run. And it looks like Lehman might have gotten a little bit of the wall coming off of 4 that time as well.
I agree with you, John, but that replay looked like it might have been Cole Snyder coming down a little bit more on that double zero. What do you think, Josh?
It's very interesting to say the least. I'm not really sure. Lehman.
We're getting ready here to come up on 30 to go here, guys.
That indeed, 33 laps to go. Lehman is under attack from Pacey Wygen. And Lehman is struggling. Wygen coming down pit road.
And he does so ahead of the other two that were in front of him. So I believe I talked about this when we went to Suzuka about the undercut. Maybe he's trying to undercut these two leaders here and see if he can be the benefactor of some fresh tires and maybe their possible issues on pit road.
Each gonna stay out. And Lehman gonna stay out.
And Wygen is off of pit road as it's going to be close between him and Snyder here coming off of pit road. Snyder getting to the back bumper of Lehman. Wygen trying to get back to the gas here. He's going to be on the attack for that position from Cole Snyder. Cole Snyder having a little bit of internet issues, blinking in and out here. But battle for position between the 00 and the 24, and Lehman just moving out of the way.
And gotta wonder, is Cole Snyder gonna race Wygen any differently after having some contact there? Differences in opinions. Snyder is pinching Wygen down. And yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah, no love lost here. Oh,
Contact coming off the corner. They're going to crash each other here if they keep this up. There it goes.
Huge save by Wygen. Wow.
Gosh,
That was an amazing save. Oh, one car, I believe, just got the barrels off of turn 4.
Is that Lehman?
I believe that might have been Lehman. He is sitting on pit road for an extensive amount of time. This did
Oh
happen
my
right in
goodness,
front
it
of
was.
him. Actually,
Yeah, he
no.
was right behind them. I don't know if he was coming into pit when it was going on, but absolutely, yeah.
Hmm.
I believe he was trying to pit or get out of
Yeah.
the way of seeing what was brewing in front of him, and just got distracted by that pit wall.
I agree 100% with you there, Adam. He seen the crash happening and tried to make a hard right turn to make it back on the track so he didn't pit during the caution, and it cost him.
Wow, one of the best cars of the night, taken out by an incident not of his doing with two guys, or an incident of his doing, but stemmed from two complete innocent other drivers.
As we're going to have a bunch of guys staying out here to try and get their lap back. Wygant, McGuire, 38, James Moench. The 71 looks like he's going to get a lap back. Cole Snyder staying out to get a lap back. Lednam, Arnold, LeBlanc. A lot of guys staying out here trying to get that lap back. As actually, no, McGuire's going to pull it down pit road. Same with Snyder and the 37 of Lednam. So those guys will forego their lap back for some pit time. And the rest of these guys will stay out and get a lap back here. And the biggest benefactor of that caution right now, I think, is going to be the 6 car. Nick Hapiak up to second right now. Right behind your leader, Hunter Peach.
Yeah, I think this is where things are going to get real interesting. We're going to restart with 28 laps to go. Still enough time to get a decent-sized run going. And I think our top 4 is going to be Peach, Hapiak, Chapman, and Kite. Right, I believe will be 5th.
And you talk about days getting flipped upside down, really, like, and not in a bad way when it comes to some of these drivers. Chris Wright, early struggles on, now in top 5 contention. Nick Hapiak, still learning the track, but now he's out here with fresh tires, and we know he's fast on almost any track that he's on. He's proven it time and time again, so he's going to be starting outside the front row. And some of these guys, too, that are getting their lap back are still on relatively fresh tires.
Yeah, Wygant, 4-lap old tires. That 00. This is going to be a fight for the finish. But guess who's right next to each other?
Yeah, it's going to be some restart for sure, especially with them towards the back of the field. They're not even caught up yet as the pace truck's off.
The green flag is waving. Hapiak doing a great job. Look at Chapman. Gonna make it 3 wide. Peach moving up, almost getting into Hapiak. We're still 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Wright trying to make some noise.
White is going to be in a great spot here down the back straightaway. Oh, they're going to be spinning. Lehman saves it.
And Hapiak using as much track as possible. Hapiak gonna try to take the race lead away. He's at least gonna lead this lap. He's gonna clear Peach. New leader, Nick Hapiak, here at New Hampshire. Just got the track on iRacing. And don't look now, here comes Chris Wright.
We talked about it earlier. You cannot count out that driver in the 69 at all. And look where he's at. It's time to be here, and he's here.
And He's going to make a move underneath Hunter Peach. They're going to be side-by-side advantage. Peach for the moment. A little bit of momentum down the front straightaway. Peach using a lot of the high lane here. This is going to hurt him on a longer run. There's 26 laps to go. I think that could make the difference here.
Yeah, and he's not running a usual lane. He's giving Chris Wright almost the preferred line going on the entry of the corner, but then he's cutting down on exit and taking away that preferred line. Is now Donald Kite going to look inside of Chris Wright?
It's the Kite and the Wright show. As Kite, he's going to have to tuck back in behind Wright. Wright, I think, gave a little bit of a bumper to Peach.
Peach was loose coming off of turn 2 that time, and I think that's what actually allowed Chris Wright to get up there. And Wright not lifting. If Peach is going to lose it, Wright's going to give him the bumper and finish him off.
Yeah, this is going to allow Wright to try and take that second position away from Peach and try and set sight on Happyack. He could be in the great position that we thought he was going to be in a moment ago, and now indeed he is clear for second, as Peach had a huge moment in turn 2 trying to get clear up into that top lane over Donald Kite. Chapman had to get jumped out of the throttle big time. He's on the inside of Kite, and Lehman is back up there in the fight.
Great job by Kite checking up in time so he didn't get into the back of Peach, but Peach, he kind of cooked it into the corner just a little bit. Allowed that to happen. Now Chapman trying to use up a lot of track, getting around that 39 of Kite. Chapman, he's going to be pinched underneath that 20 machine of Peach. Donald Kite trying to make the position back ahead of Chapman.
Yeah, Kite's getting held up just a little bit by Peach through the center of the corner. He's not going as fast as he wants him to be, as fast as really he could be going because of the 20 in his way, and it's holding up in his fight against this 18. But up front, Chris Wright is reeling in that 6 car little by little as we watch this intense fight for this third position.
Donald Kite able to get back into fourth rather. Trying to chase down Hunter Peach.
Yeah, Lehman up to 5th over Chapman there, even without the hood there on that 14, even with the contact into the barrels just a couple of laps ago. Thankfully for him, caution laps don't count. He never lost any laps. He was up in the top there on that restart. He just got nudged out of the way, and now he's back up in the mix, racing with Chapman and Kite here.
Kite looking underneath Peach. 20 laps to go. Battle for the race lead. Happyack still holding on. Happyack, I think he messed up his entry into 3. He's
But
holding
he gets a good run off, and that's what is really holding Chris Wright at bay, is the run off the corner right now.
I will say 2 of the best this league has. Happyack, Wright, battling hard. Happyack hadn't even turned any laps at this track. Wright, he's had issues early on in this race that set him back. What seemed like a day where it was going to be somebody other than Wright up front. Guess who's up front? You cannot count these 2 out at all, any race you put them on. As these guys continue battling, so does Hunter Peach and Donald Kite. Nobody really can make a move. It is so hard to pass here, as we've mentioned before. Wright, once again, trying to make a move on Happyack. Happyack just doing a great job at holding off Chris Wright for the time being. 17 to go, come to 16 at the line.
As we talked about at the top of the show, not an easy track to pass at, and Happyack doing what he has to do here just to hold Chris Wright back. It's one thing to get to the car, it's another thing to pass the car. We're going to see what Chris Wright has here to be able to get past Nick Happyack.
And Hunter Peach actually has been the fastest car last couple of laps around. Peach, he can find himself right back up into this mix.
Yeah, Peach had his issues earlier, probably overheated the tires. Now he's got them cooled off, and it's time to go back into attack mode. Got the tires cooled back off, grip back under him, and now it's time to go.
There you see on the ticker how many laps remain. It is 15. 3 cars, 15 laps. They're all fighting for that #1 spot. Chris Wright, he's trying, and I said 3 cars, but really, there's more than that. You can't count out Donald Kite sitting there in 4th place. Hunter Peach trying to put Chris Wright under attack. Happyack has gotten a little bit of a comfortable lead for the time being. Peach running higher than Wright is in the entry of 3, and now shallowing out that corner out of 4. Peach has got to run.
Yeah, Peach and Happyack are running great lines around this racetrack right now. They look like they are the most comfortable out of these 4 driving their race cars around this track, and Chris Wright just looks like he needs to find a better way off of the turn 4. Oh, big slide there is Donald Kite in that 4th spot. He's going to lose a bunch of time to these guys. Let's see if he can regroup again. And Jonathan mentioned a moment ago that he had overheated his tires. Let's see if he can regroup again. And there's a few laps to go, though, than last time. It's going to be a tall test as Peach is diving to the inside in turn 1 on Chris Wright.
I'll tell you what, even if Wright is able to stay ahead of Peach, this is everything Happyack wants to see. Keep battling, guys. I'll just pull away. Peach, he's going to send it into the corner a little bit. Great job by Peach recognizing what was going on. He's going to clear Wright and not have a run from Wright. Trying to get back up there. So put Peach, P2 now. He is 6/10 behind Nick Happyack. 11 laps to go here from the Magic Mile.
And we'll see what the lap times are coming across the line this time now that Peach is clear of Wright. He runs a 285 to a 261, so Happyack a little bit faster. A couple hundreds difference between him and Peach. Happyack might be able to hold this lead.
As we have seen, it's one thing to catch somebody, it's another to pass them. Happyack, he knows he doesn't have as much experience in this track as others do, but that's not going to stop him from trying to go for a race win at the end of the day. Happyack holding on to it. Peach a little bit faster than Happyack is that time by 4/10. 9 laps to go. Dogfight ain't over, boys. Mike Campbell getting out of the way, driving on the apron. He might be coming down to pit road. Campbell several laps down already.
Oh, and Peach had a moment there off of 4. He gets loose again, and gotta wonder if he's gonna overheat those tires again and lose a ton of momentum. as he closes that time into the corner, but how much tire does he really have left, and how many more slides can he take out of the corner before Happyack can just run away with this? Happyack running very smooth lines in comparison to Peach.
I think if Peach wants to get around Happyack, he's going to have to get to Happyack's right rear.
You see Happyack kind of backing up the corner a little more, getting a better run off in comparison to Peach, whereas Peach attacks the entry of the corner, and that's where he's closing right now.
Just under 4 tenths. Peach is riding super high into the corner. He is trying anything. Happyack has a moment. Five laps to go.
Yeah, Happyack had been running the lower lane almost the entire way around the racetrack, and like you mentioned, Josh, very wide there in turn 3, allowed Peach to close up, but wasn't able to take advantage of it, really.
Happyack is running a little bit wider in 3. He is trying anything he can to defend Peach. 4 laps, 4 miles, and Benjamin Staples just a little bit of ahead. Staples on the lead lap. He is going to pull to the side, overcook it, hit the wall, but stay straight. Peach right there on the back bumper of Happyack, though, and a little bit of a slide from Peach.
And with just 3 laps to go, I keep saying, how many more of those slides can Peach have before it bites him? He keeps closing, but as we talked about, it is so tough to pass here. Happyack running a perfect line to where Peach is going to have to pass him on entry. Peach isn't going to get a run off the corner because of the line that Happyack is running.
Over to 2 laps remaining. Happyack still leading this race. Peach going to try to get to the right rear. He drove it in hard. Happyack going to have the exit off the corner. But look at Peach trying to take it to the inside. Not able to. Nose to tail.
Happyack drives it in really deep there. Peach is going to get to the inside here. How much room are they going to give each other? We're coming across the line. White flag's going to be out.
White flag is in the air. One more lap around here. Happyack holding on to it. Peach trying to get it. Happyack going to use that flat. Now trying to drive off Peach. Oh, in the wall goes Peach. Happyack just needs one more set of corners here. Peach.
Oh, he's trying it.
In the wall. What in the
So
world
is
is
Chris
going
Wright.
on? It is going to be Dick Happyack taking the race win and pure chaos behind. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Andrew Chapman, the real benefactor there, he picks up second. Peach crosses the line third after getting unstuck from the wall. Donald Kite picking up his second top 5, finishes 4th. What in... Somebody explain it.
Yeah, everyone just tried to win in there and lost Chastain, I assume, and it didn't work, except for Andrew Chapman, who was able to just keep it low and avoid all the chaos, because Chris Wright flew in there, as did Hona Peach from second position, but that was to be a little expected, I thought. I kind of expected to see the 20 fly in there. I did not expect to see the 69 up on the safer barrier, climbing at both ends. But Chris Wright, nothing to lose with 4 wins on the season and the points lead. But Nick Hapiak, what a win for him, his second on the season, Josh.
And it appears that we might have had some extracurricular activities happening post-race between, guess who? The 24 and the 00. We'll look back to see if that was the case. I know they were near each other, and in the background, I kind of took a little bit of a peek. It did kind of seem like they tried to make more contact on pit road. I kept it on the man doing the burnouts, though, Nick Kapiak. We'll catch word with him in just a moment. I do want to go back and see, though. Yeah, a little bit of contact happening there. I don't know, guys.
Yeah. It makes sense. It looked like a little bit of a racing deer when we saw the initial contact happen. I think I can see the one of them, and I can absolutely see how both think that the other is in the wrong and why, and it's just hard racing. Unfortunate to see it devolve into the way it devolved on the racetrack, though.
Let's go ahead and bring in our, well, he's already here. Nick Kapiak. How about that? Did you see yourself winning this race, about 9:30?
Absolutely not. I've never raced this racetrack on iRacing, and I almost missed the race because I had to buy the track. And I my qualifying lap was my first lap ever at this track on here. This is statistically one of my worst racetracks across all racing games we've done with this league. I my mind's blown right now. Maybe I like New Hampshire now.
Well, I just, I've kind of noticed a pattern here, and it's every time that I pick you to win, you don't, and every time I don't pick you to win, you're running up front. So I think, for your sake, I'm not going to pick you ever again. But what what a drive, though. I'm very impressed with that six machine. Really, the racing all around was incredible, and you had to fight some guys off. It was not easy to get that one.
No, not at all. I mean, I was kind of mired back at the beginning. I was stuck kind of in no man's land there between like 9th and 13th. And I knew if I didn't try something to try and jump some positions, that was most likely where I was going to finish. It's just once those tires wear, it's so hard to pass. And if you, for me at least, the only place I could really pass was on the outside. And that was, if I had fresh tires, maybe on the inside. But that last caution really was probably my saving grace. I knew Peach was going to track me down probably within 10 to 15 laps of after he pitted. And it worked out. I knew I had the speed. I just had the wrong strategy going. But hey, I mean, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, that was an incredible job. Just an incredible run, and especially out of somebody who's never had laps on the track before. But before we let you go, who do you have to thank? Who gets it done for you?
I just want to thank everybody in NAOR right now. The racing was great tonight. Everybody kept it pretty clean from what I saw. Racing was hard. Everybody gave room. There was some rubbing, but rubbing's racing. It was fun. Thanks to Josh for putting this all together. I couldn't ask for a better group to run with, really. And thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. I got to go back and watch this.
All right, well, incredible drive from Nick Kapiak ends up tonight's race winner here at New Hampshire. Now, guys, we don't, I've specifically have been asked by Josh to kind of only interview the race winner. I know I mentioned beforehand a couple of weeks ago how I really wanted to talk to Donald Kite when he had a fifth place run at Suzuka. He finished his fourth here. He was my pick. Sorry, Josh. Don't hurt me. I'm going to bring in Donald Kite, though. Hey, Donald. It's the boys up in the booth. Got a copy? Donald Kite, are you there? Well, maybe we won't get a word with Donald Kite. Try one more time. Donald Kite, boys in the booth. Got a copy? All right, well, doesn't look like we can reach Donald Kite. Maybe we can reach him pre-race next week. But yeah, I mean, what a great race that we saw tonight, guys.
It certainly was a good race. Big shout out to Nick Hapiak putting down laps there, like learning the track and being able to win it. That's a tough feat in itself. Holding off Hunter Peach the way he did. I'm kind of with you, Josh. I wish we could pull more drivers up here because there are two specific drivers that I know I want to talk to right now about those last laps. But great racing all around. Short track tempers definitely flared tonight a little bit, but all in all, really clean. A lot of drivers showing respect, getting out of the way when they know they need to get out of the way, and just happy to see a good finish there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really great to see the race go green there for a long time after the cautions really slowed down the start. Very, very great to see the strategies play out and all the different dynamics. Wish we got to see it go green all the way to the end. It was still a fantastic finish regardless. And like Jonathan mentioned, a fantastic effort by Happy there to wheel it all the way to victory lane and get his second victory on the season. Great job by everyone behind trying to navigate what was left of the field in 2 and 3 and 4.
And I just looked at the schedule. You know where we're at next week? We are in Alabama for a
Oh
doubleheader.
man.
38
Ooh,
laps
that came up
each.
soon.
The Talladega doubleheader. And I'll tell you what, what a better way to put, after a race like this here at New Hampshire, the Magic Mile in Loudon, take these guys with kind of the tempers that may have flared tonight and put them at Talladega.
And Josh, I do beg the question. We've done a doubleheader on JCTV before. Do we see any JCTV cars possibly participating in this doubleheader?
If you're talking from me, probably not. But if some of the SBLD guys show back up, Brett Bennett, I know he's doing the iRacing Daytona 24 tonight, as well as a couple of the other guys that are part of that team doing the Daytona 24. So those guys may have some JCTV sponsorship on their vehicles if they are back next week. But actually, now that I think of it, I don't think Brett Bennett's going to be available. I think, he's going to the actual Daytona 24. So, yeah, I don't really know. I'm not sure who's going to be here, but Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have kind of like what we did in the past in the Independence News Truck Series, where I broadcast one, race one, and somebody else broadcasts and races one. We'll see if we can put something together, though. I'm sure Josh would allow me to race with these guys again, but yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm excited, even just to watch Talladega. I think that is going to be some incredible racing, as always, from these guys.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to next week. Uh, can't lie. I am. I think I might have to talk to Mr. Arnold about racing one and then broadcasting one, because it's tempting when you have a double header like that. And Josh, you know just as much as the rest of us. I am a racer and a broadcaster, and the racer side sometimes takes over.
That's for sure. Well, before I actually forget, let's go ahead and go through our running order. Nick Capiak finishing P1. Andrew Chapman brings it home P2. Hunter Peach, P3. Donald Kite will finish in fourth. And Nathan Lehman bringing it home top five. Adam?
After all that, Chris Wright will end up officially in P6. Seventh place is going to be is going to be Chris Wright in seventh. I'm sorry, is going to be Wignet in the sixth position in debut after a pretty good start, but then kind of all fell apart there after the cautions there at the very beginning. Eighth place is going to be Monek in his debut as well. So is LeBlanc in their debut, Michael LeBlanc, and 10th place.
I believe it was Josh Arnold.
All right, thank you. I couldn't catch it there before it cut away.
Rounding out the field is going to be the first car a lap down, the 17 of Benjamin Staples in 11th place. 12th place is going to be credited to Chase McGuire. 13th going to the 37 of Jeff Lednam. 14th after the contact he had with the 00 tonight and some pit strategy call will be the 24 of Cole Snyder in 14th. Mike Campbell finishing 13 laps down in the 15th position. Rodney Ayers in the 16th spot, going to finish 83 laps down. Enrique Quinona is 96 laps down in the 17th position. And Kenneth Cheney, after his early contact, finishes 149 laps down in the 18th position.
Well, boys, that's going to do it from us here at New Hampshire. Tomorrow night, the Blazer Sim Racing Independence News Truck Series visits the Atlanta Super Speedway. One last chance for drivers, including myself, to make it into the ITPN Truck Series chase. I know my goal, I've got one goal in mind, and that's to try to get myself into the chase, and that is by winning. So, catch that 42 out there, hopefully doing that, but we'll see. I'm excited. I think that's going to be the hardest race all season long because it's not just my goal to try to get that one last chance by winning to win their way into the chase. A lot of drivers have that opportunity, so it's going to be a tough one. And then Slide Job, they're coming up soon with their season. Definitely looking forward to that starting back up soon. And then, we come back here next Friday night, for Talladega doubleheader. I'm pretty excited for everything coming up. But yeah, I think that does it from us here. Until next time at Talladega for the NAOR series. Thank you guys for watching. All the admins put this series on. All the drivers, fans watching at home. Not for you guys, wouldn't be able to do this. Adam Kuhn, Jonathan Canfield, thank you guys so much, as always, for joining me in the booth. And I think that's about it. I'm Josh Copernell, saying so long, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you next time.